Hey there, welcome back to Spirit of a Handyman. Today I want to show you how to make a repair on a pipe that maybe you punctured while screwing in your floor. So that's actually exactly what happened here. Not a big deal in the end, but we were patching this section of floor with that plywood, put the plywood down, and the screw, out of all the places it could go, happened to find right exactly into this, which punctured it, made a little geyser. Fun times on the farm. So we're gonna just repair this section of pipe where the screw punctured it by taking this is a low profile cutting gauge, probably like $10 at your local hardware store. Has a little cutting wheel there on one end, and basically every time that I twist it on the pipe, I'm just gonna tighten this little nut and it'll close that just a little bit more each time. So I need to make sure that I've got the right section of pipe, the right length of pipe, and then I'll tighten that up, twist that off so that my pipe is the right length. I've already soldered my new joint right over here, and now I'm gonna solder this one. Typically what I do for these kind of repairs is I do these shark bite couplings because they're super quick and super easy, and even a beginner can do them. But since this one is going to be buried in the floor right over a kitchen, I've heard that like the shark bite is a little untested. It's not for ideal burying. So I was like, okay, well, today's the day. So this is my first time trying to solder a pipe. Sure, I'm not doing it 100% correctly. This is not the most beautiful solder joint you're ever going to see, but this is a documentary from a beginner, hopefully empowering you to be able to do your own solder joint as well. So here we go. I spent a little bit of time watching some other guys do this, and basically what they say is preparation is everything. So you have to spend some time cleaning your pipes so that they're like this bright, shiny copper, just as clean as you can possibly get them. Even though this was a brand new pipe from the store, I still took the time to score it with that like metal mesh stuff. I do that for the pipe that's existing, the new pipe that's going in, and then also for the coupling piece. There's another tool you can see kind of in this shot. It's basically like a little wire brush on the end of it. Stick it in there and work it around, and that cleans out the inside. Then you take some flux. This particular flux, it was like a really cold day and with the window open, so it didn't take super well, but you kind of work it in and work it on, and it takes, again, it's all about cleanliness. You want any kind of debris or dirt or anything in there, so you put the flux everywhere that you want the solder to go. So I probably should have just put this flux on the end. I think I got a little bit too much on the pipe itself. I'm also putting flux there in the coupling. Then the next step is to heat up where you want the solder to go. So you're not heating up the pipe, you're heating up the coupling. I think I was probably a little sloppy with where I was putting the heat, but I want to put the heat there on the end, and then I just keep testing it with my solder to see, okay, is it going to draw in yet? Is it ready? So I keep tapping it, testing it, and eventually, there it goes. It draws it in, draws it up. And here I tried to reach underneath, and some of it dripped onto my hand. Then you just repeat that for all the other joints, and then we ease the water back on, and the water, I could hear a little hiss, so that's where air was escaping from a tiny little pinhole right there in the solder joint. So called my friend who's a plumber. He said, just heat that up and put some flux on it, and the flux will draw into that joint where the pinhole is, and then put some solder on it, and that will draw in. So I did that, and even if you get a bad joint the first time, you don't have to cut it out and redo it. You can still just put some hot flux on there, draw it into the joint, draw some solder in there, and still seal it. So even though it took me 2 times to get it, still got a good joint. All right, so that was my first time messing around with these tools. Here's the finished product. Again, I don't think it's the most beautiful thing you'll ever see as far as soldering a pipe, but hopefully it empowers the spirit of a handyman inside of you to get out there and try it yourself, save some money, learn a new skill. Hey, comment down below if you have any tips or tricks. I would love to see those and read those. And in the meantime, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more updates from Spirit of a Handyman.